Hi, I'm Greg with Precision Replacement Parts. Today we'll be installing our BWP 211066. This is a bed rail seal that fits between the body and the removable hardtop on a 1966-1977 Ford Bronco. These parts are sold in pairs. We'll be installing them on our 1967 first generation Ford Bronco. Let's get started. To gain access to the weather stripping we're going to be replacing for you today, we need to remove the shell. Now there are fasteners along the top of the windshield frame. There's also fasteners along the bed rail. We'll remove those, we'll get the top off the vehicle, and then we'll proceed with the replacement. So we've got our shell removed. We've got it leaning against the wall. Our roof bows were compromised, so we can't necessarily lay it down. So we've got it leaned against the wall. We're going to go ahead and replace those seals. We're going to go ahead and start the removal of our weather strip. What we're finding is that it is held on with weather strip glue, but there's also some small holes for some alignment clips. Hopefully yours are still intact. Go ahead and just get the big stuff off. Now when we get to the end, ours was pretty deteriorated. Again, we're running into these plastic clips. The replacements do have the cutouts to make this corner. It's just that ours had come apart. So we'll continue with the removal. We use a chisel end to get off the larger chunks, what remains of the glue. Again, using some adhesive cleaner, get off most of what we can. What I'm also finding is that these holes are kind of pushed out. What we'll do is we'll probably come along and flatten these out a little bit so we don't have an issue as far as sealing. In removing this shell and doing this installation video, we were unaware of these plastic alignment clips that are needed. We will be adding them to the kit in the future. Before we get to the reinstallation of this weather strip, I wanted to show you the profile. These parts are left and right hand specific. You will see that one side of the profile has the ribs on it. That rib section will go towards the shell. The holes will line up. Now we'll show you the bottom end. Now when we get to the lift gate end of this seal, you see that it has cutout notches. Again, with the rib section will be towards the shell, you want the cutouts to be to the outside of the shell. So then what will happen is this will make a turn down here. And now we'll get to our installation. All right, we're going to start with the application of our weather strip adhesive. Now, as you see, we're using an acid brush to apply this. That'll give it a little bit more uniform application rather than just running a bead. This is a contact type adhesive. So what we'll do is we'll put it on the shell, and then we will also put it on the part. Let the product tack up, and then bring the two together. Now we're just going to continue down to the end. Now, of course, with our cutouts of that weather strip, we're going to give this a pretty liberal coat down here. Not really going to affect anything. There is a lot of areas of irregularity down here. I'm going to go a little bit heavier with the adhesive with the intent that it'll hold the weather strip a little better. Now, when it comes to applying the Weatherstrip adhesive onto the part, again, with the rib section, you want to put that towards the shell. That's the surface we're going to apply this adhesive to. Now that our adhesive is tacked up, I'm going to take the alignment pins and I'm going to put it through the part. Again, that alignment hole is just below the bolt hole. I'll set that in there. Go ahead. Just applying light pressure. As we go down this profile, make sure everything lines up. Okay, as we come down to the lift gate portion, what I want to do is line up pinholes. Bend it around. And once we get the top on, what happens is these two just basically make a V together to create that seal down in this lower corner. We've got the shell back onto the truck. We want to make a note that the bed rails holes for the bolts are slotted. There is an alignment element of this shell onto the truck. So you want to make sure that you have it, because the door opening is squared with the windshield frame and the shell. We've gone ahead and snugged these up, and you're done.